Hey guys, hanging out with Jenny Altman. Jenny, you are here at Onward doing a breakout on graphic design
Yes.
for churches.
Yes.
Give us a little bit of the content of your workshop.
So my content for this conference in particular is designing with impact. So I think a lot of times creatives kind of get stuck in that everyday kind of rotation of just get it in, get it out, and you want to take that and elevate it. Like how can you push it? How can you be more impactful with your not only your church congregation but your community members as well?
So walk out what that means. What does quality look like? What does impact look like?
So with graphic design, I always said, and I said this in my breakout too, good design gets your message across. People learn something from viewing at your graphics, but great design leaves a lasting impact. They're going to remember exactly what they saw, when they saw it, and what does that do emotionally to them. So this breakout session was just teaching the creators, the creatives that came to the breakout, different fundamentals of a little bit more advanced fundamentals, like intermediate level
Okay,
of not just copying, pasting text and images on a screen, but taking it to the next level. How can we have those fundamentals of graphic design to elevate your project?
okay. So let's get into some of those
Okay.
because I want to define what excellence is. I want to define what some of those standards are because I think some of it can be subjective. I think
Mhm.
this looks good and I don't think that looks good.
Right.
Or it's like I know that that doesn't. Or
Absolutely.
font standards. There's
Mhm.
some fonts that are just an absolute no-no.
Absolutely.
And so there's some standards. So kind of get me into a couple of those.
So, fundamentals that we went over, like hierarchy, for example. So, across the board, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You probably see this in video visuals as well. You have your more important information that's bold, it's bigger, it's positioned higher on the page. You have your less important information below that, a little less bold, a little bit smaller in size, that kind of thing. So, you have hierarchy, you have designing on the grid. I'm sure you deal with grids as well. Like, where do things line up together? How do they work together? How are they proportional together to make the design an overall pleasing thing to look at?
Good. Good. How beneficial is it to train a ministry leader on how to be a designer? And where's the line that they should be using either a full-time or an outsourced designer?
So I feel like graphic designers are underappreciated in the church world because I think anyone can get a hold of Microsoft Word or Publisher or Canva, and you can quite easily create anything you want to on a page, but it's taking that a little bit further. It's having that education and that knowledge to make a design that's a lasting impact on the viewer. So they get intrigued by what your church is offering because that graphic caught their eye, that video caught their eye, that stirred some emotion in them. If they had an emotional response, they're going to remember that and keep that in their heart. Like if it's a scripture on a social media page, if it's a women's event that's hitting a specific problem they might be facing, like all of these big things that your church are doing need a big impact graphically as well.
Do you think that I want to be delicate here. Do you think that a lot of ministry leaders think they're graphic designers because Canva is so readily available? Um, you don't have to agree so readily. Um, But we do wanna encourage folks because, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that, but
Right.
maybe there's some lines of, like, you should let a professional designer design this, and you can take and tweak it, or you can take and add your date and time to it. We'll tell you where to put that,
Mhm.
but they may not need to be spending their time learning how to be a designer. They need to spend their time with their people,
Yes.
pastoring their people. Would you agree?
Yes, I completely agree. I think each person has been given a gift. We each have our talents and our gifts that we've been given by God. And, we have these passions inside of us that we want to cultivate, that we want to grow. So your creatives have that fire, that passion, that drive to be better, to excel this design. So when you have a different ministry person come in saying, "Oh, I can just do it for you," the passion may not be there as much as it would with the creator. Um,
Mm.
they may not want to care about the fundamental basics that can take a good design to great and impactful. So it is better to let a creative that has that drive and passion do it for you, and so you can focus on your drive and passion, which would be your ministry.
What are we missing when it comes to good to great? So we mentioned a few things: hierarchy, fonts, things like that. What else should I be asking you to take a design from good to great? What other things do you really help ministry leaders with there?
So I think good to great is just all the basic fundamentals that you learn with graphic design, whether that's traditional education, if it's, reviewing
Okay.
other designers, like popular designers on YouTube. There's so many resources out there. Even if you don't have that formal education, you can be self-taught and you can do well with all the resources that are out there. So knowing those fundamentals and applying it to everything that you're doing. Another fundamental, color theory. No one knows how much color can impact a design. I went over this in my breakout, but it's the ketchup and mustard theory. If you put red and yellow together, your brain gets hungry. Like that's how your body reacts to the colors red and yellow together. That's why McDonald's, In-N-Out, Hardee's, like all these restaurants in your head, they're red and yellow. Why? I don't know. The brain chemistry in there just makes you hungry and you want food. And so it's learning those little tidbits of information to know to take that across to all of your design pieces. It kind of helps with that.
What do you think about where the future's going with AI and things like that? Are designers in the church going to lose their jobs? Is AI going to take over? Is, Skynet going to take over? Or what does the future hold as far as designers, video producers in the space?
I firmly believe that AI won't take our jobs because they're missing that key element of being human.
Right.
We have that passion, that drive, that like we care about our community, we care about our church. We want, our spiritual journey to come through in what we're creating, what we're developing in the world. And AI just doesn't have that. It doesn't have that human touch to it.
Right.
They're also really bad at making hands and faces.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be taking over anytime soon.
Yeah, right now they are. I'm wondering how far that's going to get and how fast that's going to move forward. But I would agree with you that I think that it's not going to take over our jobs. It's going to be a tool that I think that designers and producers, creatives will be still very valuable. And okay, let's say if I use AI, I still got to write the prompts. I still got to know the knowledge that you were talking about, the color theory, all of those things to make sure that it's still I'm feeding the model what I want it to feed. Any other thoughts on that? Where things are going?
AI is a good tool to use. It can definitely help you streamline productivity. It can help you. It's an aid. Don't be scared of it. It's definitely helpful in your ministries if you use it the right way.
What tools do you use as a designer? What are the tools in your toolbox?
Tools in my toolbox. Definitely the Adobe Creative Suite. That is my tried and true. Canva as well is a really good tool. I don't know if many people know this, but you can get Canva Pro as a nonprofit organization for free. So for any church ministry that's wanting to up their game and get out of like Microsoft or something like that, that's a really great tool to use. Let's see what else. ChatGPT is really helpful for AI. I won't knock it. It's a really good one.
Yep.
Lots of different resources on the web, just looking at different like Behance and Dribble, all that for inspiration.
Transpo,
All of those good things.
Good. All right, encourage ministry leaders. Where are they doing great? Where do they need improvement?
Oh gosh. I mean, everyone can improve, right? Like we all have room for improvement in what we do. But I mean, getting out there and coming to conferences like this, surround yourself with people in your same position. Surround yourself with people a couple of steps ahead of you. Maybe not light years because, those people a few steps ahead of you are a little bit more relatable. Reach out to one another, support one another, encourage one another. You're doing great. Which camera should I look at for this? Any of them, all of them?
Yeah.
You're doing great. Like you have been put in this position for a reason. And I firmly believe that. Like God has put you here. He's equipped you here for that. I know a lot of creatives get burnout. It's kind of hard to breathe above water sometimes. And you just got to get caught in that mundane day-to-day scariness. And you just don't feel creative. You don't feel inspired. But take a step back, breathe, get into the word, get some worship music going, just get inspired again. And remember why you're doing this and the greater reason of why you're in this ministry.
Good. Thank you for your time. Tell us how we can keep in touch with you and all you're doing.
Yes. Please follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Jenny R. Altman. Any of those platforms, I'd be happy to reach out and get some encouragement, advice, all the things.
There you go. Awesome, Jenny. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
This was great. Thank you so much.
This has been a podcast presentation of Church Visuals. Executive produced by Carl Barnhill. Edited by Mario Franco. Title and show graphics by Angie Lomas. For more resources to help you visually communicate the gospel, visit churchvisuals.com.